Imagine you have exactly 600 seconds left to live. The clock is ticking down from 10 minutes. You might think this final phase is just a slow fade into darkness. You might picture a quiet and empty shutting down of your bodily systems. But the reality happening inside your flesh and bone is fiercely different. It is a highly coordinated biological symphony. Your brain does not just give up. Your heart does not just stop without a fight. In those final moments, your body unleashes chemical reactions you have never experienced before. There are massive energy spikes. There are sudden memory surges. Science has finally unlocked what happens behind the veil of those last breaths. The truth is far more emotional and peaceful than we ever feared. Let us explore this final journey together. But before we begin, take 1 second to subscribe. Because videos like this take hours of research and editing to create. So, just click. It is easy task. Let us continue into the mysterious final 10 minutes of your life. With exactly 10 minutes remaining on the biological clock, your body initiates a strict survival protocol. Your baseline oxygen saturation normally sits around 98%. Now it begins to plummet rapidly. As oxygen levels fall below 90%, your brain detects the crisis. It instantly sends urgent signals to your blood vessels. Blood is pulled away from your hands, arms, feet, and legs. Your body is sacrificing your extremities to save the core. It reroutes every available drop of rich blood to the brain, heart, and lungs. Your skin temperature begins to drop noticeably. A pale or bluish pattern starts to form on your skin. Medical professionals call this mottling. It is a clear sign that circulation is shutting down in the outer zones. You feel no cold though. At the 8-minute mark, your blood pressure takes a massive dive. A healthy systolic pressure is usually around 120. Now it crashes down below 80. Your heart muscle is getting tired from pumping against a losing battle. To keep oxygen moving, the heart temporarily beats faster. Your pulse might spike up to 130 beats per minute. But this rapid pace is completely unsustainable for long. The heart valves start to flutter. They struggle to push thick blood through narrowing arteries. Despite this intense internal struggle, you do not feel panic. Your brain releases a heavy flood of natural sedatives. You enter a deep state of extreme lethargy. The physical world around you starts to feel very heavy. The transition from awake to asleep begins right here. 6 minutes before the end, your body deploys its ultimate comfort mechanism. Pain receptors might be firing from illness or injury, but the brain intervenes. It floods your central nervous system with endorphins. These natural chemicals are up to 20 times more powerful than medical morphine. The intense physical pain simply washes away. Researchers have observed this exact chemical dump in terminal patients. It creates a profound sense of peace and euphoria. Your breathing changes drastically as the brainstem takes over. You develop an irregular pattern called Cheyne-Stokes respiration. You take 3 rapid breaths and then nothing for 30 seconds. It sounds frightening to loved ones watching in the room. However, for you, it is entirely painless. You are floating on a deeply comforting chemical cloud. With 5 minutes left, your carbon dioxide levels skyrocket. Normal exhalation removes this toxic gas, but your slow breathing traps it inside. Carbon dioxide builds up in your bloodstream and acts as a natural anesthetic. It gently pulls you deeper into unconsciousness. Your conscious mind is now mostly offline. You no longer process the room around you in a logical way. The ego dissolves completely. The fears and worries of your daily life cease to exist. This buildup of carbon dioxide lowers the acidity levels of your blood. It suppresses the fear centers of your brain. The amygdala stops sending panic signals. It is an evolutionary mercy built right into our DNA. Mother Nature ensures the final departure is not filled with terror. Your body is simply rocking itself into a very deep sleep. 4 minutes remain, and your sensory organs begin their final shutdown sequence. Vision is always the very first sense to fail. The visual cortex requires enormous amounts of energy to process light and shapes. As energy drops, your sight fades to a soft blur. Next, your sense of touch disappears. You can no longer feel the bed sheets or the temperature of the room, but your hearing remains perfectly intact. A groundbreaking study from the University of British Columbia in the year 2020 proved this fact. Electroencephalogram scans showed that a dying brain responds to sounds just like a healthy awake brain does. Even when a person is entirely unresponsive, they can still hear the voices of their family. Hearing is the absolute last bridge connecting you to the physical world outside. Just 2 minutes are left on the clock. The heart muscle is now starving for oxygen. The primary pacemaker of the heart completely fails. A backup electrical system tries to take over, but it only generates around 30 beats per minute. Your blood pressure is now so low that it cannot even be measured by standard medical cuffs. The blood begins to pool quietly in the lowest parts of your body due to gravity. Your organs start to power down one by one. The kidneys stop filtering. the liver halts all chemical processing. Digestion freezes completely. All cellular energy is redirected upward to the brain. Your body is making its very last stand to preserve your mind and memories. It is a beautiful display of biological priority. The body sacrifices everything to keep the brain alive longer. 1 minute before the end, your heart gives its final beat. The chambers squeeze one last time, and then stop forever. Blood stops flowing through your veins. Oxygen delivery drops exactly to zero. Doctors call this moment clinical death. To an outside observer, you have passed away. You are not breathing, and you have no pulse. But the reality inside your head is drastically different. Clinical death is not the actual end of your biological experience. Your brain cells still have a small reserve of stored oxygen and energy. The neurons continue to fire in the dark. Your consciousness is now entirely detached from your bodily functions. You are no longer tethered to a failing heart or struggling lungs. The next phase is entirely neurological. The grand finale of your mind is just about to begin in the dark. 30 seconds after your heart stops beating, something incredible happens. Your brain experiences a massive surge of electrical activity. Scientists recorded this exact phenomenon in the year 2022. A patient was connected to a brain scanner right as they passed away. The machines recorded a huge spike in high-frequency brainwaves called gamma oscillations. These are the same exact brainwaves we produce during deep meditation, dreaming, and intense memory recall. The activity levels jump up to 60 times higher than normal resting states. Your brain is essentially throwing all its remaining energy into one massive fireworks display. This incredible surge lasts for several minutes after clinical death. It completely changes how we understand the border between life and death. During this powerful gamma wave surge, you likely experience the famous life review. People who survive near-death experiences always talk about their life flashing before their eyes. Science now shows exactly why this happens. The brain region responsible for memory retrieval goes into absolute overdrive. It rapidly accesses your deepest stored memories in chronological order. You might see faces of old friends, childhood homes, and forgotten moments of joy. Your brain is frantically searching its database for a solution to the crisis. When it cannot find a way to fix the failing body, it simply replays your happiest moments. It provides a deeply emotional and comforting cinematic experience. You are watching the beautifully edited movie of your own existence while the physical world fades. Because oxygen is cut off, your perception of time warps completely. 10 seconds of brain activity can feel like 10 entire hours to your consciousness. Without fresh blood flow, the timekeeping centers of the brain shut down entirely. You lose all concept of past, present, and future. Everything happens in an eternal now. This explains why patients brought back from the Brink report feeling like they were gone for days. In reality, their heart was only stopped for 3 minutes. This time dilation allows you to fully process your entire life history in mere seconds. It gives you the emotional space to find closure and acceptance. Your mind expands to fill the void left by the failing body. It is a profound psychological trick played by your neurons to grant you absolute peace at the very end. A few minutes after the heart stops, the final wave begins. Scientists call this phenomenon spreading depolarization. It is often referred to as the brain tsunami. As energy reserves fully deplete, the neurons lose their electrical charge. A slow wave of darkness sweeps across the surface of the brain. It starts at the cortex and moves downward toward the brainstem. It moves at a speed of roughly 3 millimeters per minute. As this wave passes through each section of tissue, the brain cells power down for the final time. This is the true moment of biological death. Even then, the cells themselves do not physically die immediately. They simply enter a dormant state without electrical activity. This slow rolling wave marks the absolute end of conscious thought and sensory processing inside your mind. Remarkably, parts of your body continue to live on for many hours. Skin cells, bone cells, and muscle tissue do not need constant oxygen to survive. They slowly consume their internal energy stores. White blood cells continue to crawl through the silent veins hunting for infections. Hair follicles and skin structures remain biologically active for up to 24 hours. The transition from life to death is not a single switch being flipped. It is a slow and beautifully ordered dismantling of a complex machine. Every system shuts down with precise timing to ensure the host feels no pain. Our bodies are perfectly designed to be born, and they are perfectly designed to die. The terror we associate with passing away is a human cultural myth. The raw biology proves that dying is deeply peaceful. Understanding this natural process completely changes how we view our mortality. It removes the darkness and replaces it with awe for our biological engineering. We are taken care of by our own chemistry right up to the final millisecond. So, what do you think about this? Comment your thoughts. Did you get value from this video? If so, hit the like button and subscribe for more. Sharing this knowledge helps others overcome their deep fears about the end of life. Thank you for watching.